Even as the ODM scrambles to find who will succeed Raila Odinga, even you on the other side, who are not directly in ODM or working with ODM, now you have to find a new way of working towards probably the kind of goals you had. In a month's time, there's a by-elections, and then 2027 is coming. Do you agree that, yes, Raila Odinga's exit has sent you back to the drawing board?
Thank you, Idimbodi. Allow me to salute viewers wherever they are watching this morning show from. Coming to Raila succession matter, I would on the outset say that yes, Baba is gone. But one thing is that there is what we call party structures. And the party structures ought to be so firm that the structure will be able to succeed as ranks are well clustered. Well, whenever you have a party leader, and that particular party has a deputy party leader, automatically, if a succession is supposed to run as the structures are based on the party line, automatically the deputy party leader ought to fill the gaps of the party leader. And therefore, there was a serious mistake when Oburu was nominated, and probably in the absence of NDC as per se, and they are in the party structure. Probably there was somebody who was carrying the tag or the mantle of the deputy party leader, and therefore, whoever was the deputy party leader will feel as if he's totally toothless in the party if the consideration was done, probably in his absence or in his presence, but not considers to take over. That's a big, big hole. And I would say, going forward, political parties should learn to be strong and having strong party structures that can be able to succeed freely without a lot of interference.
Is there any single party, even beyond ODM, that you think has that kind of structure currently? That even your own party, UDA, you're a member of UDA, right, currently. Do you feel there's that kind of structure?
In fact, the problem is that most of the party leaders do not want to have those strong deputy party leaders. And what happened is that most of the parties does not have that position of the deputy. And when there is a lacuna with on a structure where there is no deputy leader, and probably you have two party chairmen or two deputy party leaders, then it's a confusion because there is no party leader number one, party deputy leader number one or number two, and therefore it brings a confusion in terms of succession. Let us agree that, in fact, nobody was expecting Raila Odinga to pass as that came without expectation. But in fact, parties should be more strategic and more focused on its structures so that the succession cannot bring issues in the party at any time when any position of the party has a loophole. That loophole should be filled as per the structures of the party. Right. And therefore, we will be able to preempt many, many politics after. I would say, yes, in terms of reorganizing ourselves, nobody who is a political player, where Raila has strength, will not have to plan to replan, because Raila was a strong giant politically, and probably for those who are very close to him, in terms of numbers, he really commands numbers. Even in this city, I would also tell you that, in fact, you cannot be able to discuss and cast matters to do with the future of Nairobi politics without the element of Raila factor.
Yes. If we may focus on Nairobi, for example, do you see that changing the game completely now?
Today, let me say, where the crack seems to be now appearing is the point where Raila as a giant has not left behind already a nurtured point man in the city. We would say that, in fact, yes, the city has a secretary general who is Sifuna, who feels to be comfortable. But in terms of matter to do with Nairobi governance, in terms of maybe to do with the gubernatorial positions, that particular seat was bringing some different kind of signals, because Sakaja was a reliant, and almost 100% reliance on succeeding from his second, or securing his second term through Bamba route. But now in the exit of Baba, then that window is not there. And it was so difficult for him to convince the now team, which is now in charge, to the position where his relationship with the Bamba was left. And going forward, also there was issues to do with now the youngsters, like Babu Owino. Babu Owino, his relationship with Baba, in terms of succession in the city as a gubernatorial candidate, it has issues. And Baba's signals were that if Owino, you want to look for governor, go to Kisumu.
Yes.
But today, things may change, because if Sifuna is going to remain strong as the Secretary General, and with his good rapport with Babu Owino, probably he will pressurize the party to allow Babu Owino to run for the city.
All right.
This will also bring issues, because we have Kidero, who is also seems to have coming up, and of which I don't know his power and how the party will decide. But that will remain. That is a business that will remain to the party structure, and the party will decide.
You also have aspirations for the same. Are you changing your plan now?
In terms of my camp is totally different from the ODM camp, and there's now major cracks there, because in terms of how politics the dynamics have not changed, because most likely the followers of Raila Odinga will still remain in the party if the party is not going to split. And probably I have never counted my supporters from that particular aspect. I will still lie and click behind from where I belong. And I will just leave the stage of ODM to be the way it is. In fact, because for sure, I have never, in my ambition, I know there is the stronghold of the ODM. And that one,
it does not affect you.
Honorable Gakuya is actually making his case as a candidate. You see that? He's trying to arrange his arithmetic on how he's likely to win.
No, what I'm saying, in fact, even by when my ambitions arises, it is when Raila was alive. So I was not caring whether the ODM is still in charge of the city or not. But I had my own ways on how to look for the numbers. And I will not change my route. My route will still remain.
All right. Allow me to welcome this other gentleman into the discussion, Wakili Harris.
Before I talk about Oburu, you mentioned India. I want to tell Kenyans, from my considered opinion, if we had serious healthcare in this country, perhaps Raila would be with us. In particular, because Raila goes to Nairobi Hospital. If Nairobi Hospital was what it ought to be, I don't think Raila would have gone to India and met what he met. But well, it's God's will. Sometimes that's God's design. Now, to Oburu Odinga, he's a very capable gentleman, well educated, no nonsense. I respect him a lot. But I believe the choice of Oburu as a party leader is a wrong choice. The speed with which it was done makes it even worse. The pronouncement thereafter, especially during his brother's burial ceremony, you know, the shouting, the top of the voice that Baba told us, we need to remain in the broad-based and support Ruto beyond 2020, tells me something is amiss. And therefore, ODM would have done much better, if they gave the party leadership on an interim basis to somebody else other than Oburu Odinga.
But for arguably the largest current political party, Prof, given that power abhors vacuum, was it not the right time to make that decision?
You see, the constitution of ODM is clear that one of the deputy party leaders will step in on an interim basis. So there was no vacuum. When you go and pluck somebody outside the provisions of the party constitution, who happens to be Raila's brother, you want to domesticate ODM. You want to villagize ODM. You want to Luonize ODM. And that, in all fairness, is not being fair to Raila Odinga.
You're watching TV 47. Our guest tonight is Professor Herman Manyora. We're making sense of ODM and the politics of the country post-Raila. Time for us to take a short break. We'll be back with this discussion after this break. Stay with us.